What is up, YouTube? This is Big Al. In case this is your first video, my name is Big Al. I am the owner of Big Al's Barbershop, and welcome back to another tutorial. What we're gonna do on this, young gentleman, guys, is we're gonna do a half on the sides, tapered out to a 0, no hard line, natural, with a comb over on top. So what I'm starting off here quickly, guys, using the Babyliss Pro Gold FX. I'm using a number 4. Basically just going right off the sides, guys. Nothing more, just taking off all the bulk, just leveling out the sides. This is a quick way, if you're trying to get faster on fades and tapers, this is a great way to start off, guys. When a person has a lot of bulk, a lot of hair around the sides, and you're going to do a fade or you're going to do a taper, a number 4, guys, a number 4 is a magic clip, trust me. Use a number 4, go right up the sides. Just don't follow it into the carotid ridge. Just go right up the sides or go right up the crown. Just nice and easy, nice and level, and it's a great way to start off a haircut. It gives you a good, it just levels it out and it gives you a good even playing field for what you're gonna do next. If you're gonna do a 0, then you would do start with your first guideline. But on this haircut, on this young gentleman right here, what we're gonna do is he wants a half. So if you guys don't know, a half is a half of a 0. So that's between a 1 and a 0. It's a half. So basically, it's the machine open, clip open. Right there, I showed you guys how high I'm going to go with the half. So the half is a no clip, lever open, basically. And we're going to go right up to where I point it, right there. And we're just going to create a guideline right there. Right up the sides. Just nice and even. So basically, we're not taking the hair down to a 0. We're just taking it down to a half. A half of a 0. Lever open. Now, using the Babyliss Pro, the Gold FX, it's a great machine because it has the slots on the sides, and I think it's really easy to use. I encourage you guys, if you guys don't have this machine, it's a great machine to have. As always, guys, if you guys like any of the machines or any of the tools that I use that I'm showing you guys, if you guys want to purchase any of them, there's links provided at the bottom for any of the tools and any of the things that I use. This Gold FX is a good machine, so like I said, it's because of the slots. The slots it makes it really easy, especially if you're learning how to fade or learning how to taper or anything like that. It's just easy to explain things. So again, we're going with a half, about temple high, and we're going all the way across, just creating a guideline all the way across. That's going to be our lowest point, is a half. Of course, we're doing a taper here. Now, if he was getting a regular half instead of a taper, then you would box it off. But since he's getting a taper, we're going to take off the sideburns and bring up the back a little bit, taper up the back. So this is just a half all the way around. Just cleaned it all up. And again, guys, I do my videos in real time. The reason why I do them in real time is just so that you guys can see how long it really takes to do this haircut. So right here, I'm using a number 1 open. So that's a 1.5, and I'm just going to go all the way up to probably the top of the crown. Not quite to the carotid ridge, of course, because you don't want to follow it in. You want to leave it straight so you could blend it right out. I went with a number 1, and now that I went with a number 1, now lever open. Now I close it, and I'm just going down the bottom. And you see right there, I pointed, and that's the next shadow that I'm going to take out right there. And that shadow I'm going to take out with a half clip. Lever open, I go all the way across. See that? The darkness, I just pointed at it. Just gliding across that. Now I close it 1 notch, and I'm going to, again, concentrating on that little dark spot right there, just trying to blend it out. So we went with a 1.5. So now we went with a 4 first, and then a 1.5. So now the rest right here is going to be clipper over comb. And I'm just going to blend that out, clipper over comb. Of course, guys, there's many ways of doing this. You could do steps, you could do scissors, you could do thinning shears. This is the fastest, easiest way that I know how to do it, that I think it comes out the cleanest. Like I said, there's many ways. Many people do this different ways. It's just, this is my version of a quick taper, you know what I mean? In real time, this taper took me about 20 minutes, in case you guys are wondering. But right there, I'm just blending it out. So I blend out from the 1.5 to the number 4. Now, if I hadn't used the number 4, there'd be a lot bulkier right there, so it'd be a little bit more blending to do. still manageable, but for me, using a number 4 is a good start. So right there, I'm just going to use my number 1.5 clip. And see, I can see a little shadow right there that wasn't quite coming up. So I'm just going to go back and just lightly just rake out that shadow. Get it nice and clean. Just blending it out. So we got one side done. Now we're going to move on to the next side. As always, like I always explain to you guys, when I do my fades or tapers, I do them in sections always. Right there, I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. Put my one clip again, lever open, and just blending it out, making sure that there's no shadows, no lines. When you do guidelines and like the way I fade, you sometimes you tend to see little spots where you struggle a little bit. Like right there, I pointed to that spot, so I'm gonna go back with my half clip, lever open first. Always lever open first, and then what I do is as I go across, and if it doesn't fade away, so I drop my notch one down and I move over. So right here again, we start off in the back now. 3 sections as always, guys. Like I always explain, if you guys are new to my videos, I always fade, taper in 3 sections. One side first, back side, and then the other side. So right here again, I'm going to go with the 1.5, lever open. I'm just creating a guideline. And as I go across now, I lower my lever, close, and I'm just going to basically focusing on the bottom shadow. Just focusing on that bottom shadow right there. Just trying to blend it out, not going any higher than where I went with my 1.5. Now we grab our half clip again, and we're focusing on that shadow that we left behind when we created with the half. Half has to come out with a half clip. You always got to go one clip higher to erase the line that you created, the shadow you created. Just like right now, we created it with the 1.5. Next, to erase that, you could release it with a number 2, but we don't do that. We go with clipper over comb. Clipper over comb always works for me. Remember, guys, when you go clipper over comb, you just take out little bits at a time. Even if it takes you 50 strokes to get this nice and level, it still save you. It'll still be faster than doing steps. Trust me, guys. Clipper over comb is just a matter of just doing your reps. The more haircuts you do, the better you're gonna get at it. If you avoid it, you'll never get good at it. It's just a matter of doing it. It's just repetitious. Barbering is repetitious. Trust me, guys. If you guys are struggling with fades and tapers, don't give up. I struggled for a long time when I first started, and you know what? It's just a matter of just doing it over and over, and the more you do it, the better you're gonna get, and the faster you're gonna get, and the more money you're gonna make. And then you're yourself, your values are gonna rise. You're gonna want to charge more, and you're gonna want to do bigger things than just barbering. So right there, I'm going back and I'm just cleaning it up again, guys. Just cleaning it up. I'm getting off this video real quick. Sorry about that. Get back on track here. But so right here, I'm going with the half. Remember, lever open. That's what our lowest point was. So I'm just cleaning it up right there. I saw a little patchiness, so I just cleaned it up. Now we're right here on the third side. We're gonna go again. Number 1, lever open, and we're just gonna go across and create a guideline. Again, you could do this many ways, guys. You could, go with your 1.5 clip, number 2 clip, and fade it out that way too if you wanted to. For me, this is my fastest way. 1.5 first, and then the 1. Now I'm going with the half clip, fade out the line that I created with the half, and then right now I'm gonna go back with my clipper over comb. As you can see, just 3 or 4 steps, guys, and that's the fade's almost done. Or the fading of the sides, because this is not a fade, it's a taper. But guys, if you guys know, fades and tapers are the same thing. Fades and tapers are the same thing. It's a smaller section that you're fading out, but it's basically the exact same thing. Right there, I'm just using a little clipper over comb again, guys. I can't stress to you the importance of learning clipper over comb. If you're a new barber, please do not avoid this. Just jump in it. Yeah, you might mess them up a little bit. You might mess up, guys. Even to this day and age, sometimes I mess up. I miss the tooth. I miss the comb. Something happens. It's part of barbering. It's part of learning. Right there, I'm going back with my 1.5 clip now, and I'm just focusing on that little dark shadow that I just saw right there. Trying to fade it out, making it nice and clean. Right there, the fade is pretty much done. So now we're gonna taper it out. Of course, like if you wanted it boxed off, you could box it off, and this would be a half on the sides. But this young gentleman wanted a taper, so what I'm gonna do is just quickly knock off the sideburn right there. You're gonna be able to tell right there. And basically, all you do, because to do the taper now, all you're gonna do is fade out that little line right there, and it's already a half line. So the half line's already almost faded out. It's gonna be a simple, quick little fade. If you guys never knew of a quick way of fading, guys, this is the simplest way of fading right here. Right there, I'm gonna knock off the other sideburn the same way I did on the other side. And again, we're gonna do 3 parts. We're gonna do one side first, then do the back side, then do the other side. Just clean it up. Keep your canvas nice and tight. All the little hairs. Right there, I'm checking the machine on my side because I thought maybe it's not cutting properly, so I check it on my skin. I always check machines on my skin first before I put them on anybody, guys. It's a good way of finding out if the machine's cutting, too sharp or just cutting. You don't want to put it on somebody and leave them all red. So right here, I'm just going to taper out the sideburn now. So lever open, we're already a half there, guys. Remember, we started with a half. So all I'm doing is going lever open, and I'm going to notch it down 1 notch. And basically, I go across it, lower it another notch, go up a little bit higher, but not as high, another notch. And just focusing on the bottom of the line, and it magically disappears, guys. Simple as that. No clips involved, no nothing. It's already a half right there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back with my trimmer and then just rake that bottom shadow. Just rake it so it stays nice and clean. And voila, there it is. A 0 taper, easily. Left a little bit of a shadow there right there, so I pointed it out to you guys. So I'm going to go back with my half clip. Just pushing that little shadow up. A 0 taper, guys. Almost looks like a fade. The only difference is that you have a half on the sides and it's a little bit lower on the bottom right there. Just cleaning it up. Going up a little, go up a notch, down a notch. Just raking, using the corner of the machine, just fading it out. Now we go to the other side. Again, you see the little line right there? That's the line that we just created right now with our trimmer. I'm gonna go first, lever open, just cleaning it up, following it up. As I go across, I go up 1 notch. Now I'm going a little bit, not as high. Then I'm going another notch, a little bit like just focusing on the bottom line now, just focusing on the bottom. My video got here a little blurry, guys, but you guys understand what the concept is here. It's very simple to fade it out right there because now there's nothing there, Now I put my half clip on again and I'm just focusing on the center shadow right there. Both sides are done. Now we move on quickly to the back side. Before we move on though, I'm going to do a little bit of a clipper over comb right here because I noticed that there's a little bit of a dark spot right down the side. So before we do that, I'm just going to move it over a little bit and do a little bit of clipper over comb, clean it up. It's all detail work, guys. All detail at this point right here. Guys, I just figured out at this point, guys, that somehow or another I didn't film the back side of the taper, but it's the same concept, guys. The way I faded it out right here on the sides is the same way I faded in the back. So keep that in mind. It's already a half on the side, so we're all faded out. So now we're just going to go to the top. And right here, guys, I'm using my brand new and self metal combs that I have listed in below in my description if you guys are interested. 2 different kind. They have the $5.99 and these are the $1.99s right here, and basically they're the same thing, guys, same exact thing. So right here I'm just combing it out, making sure, and I'm just gonna take off about a ½ inch. That's it. As I get a ½ inch, I'm gonna go back, and I always start on the side where the part is. Just gonna go back another ½ inch, ½ inch. I go a little bit. As I go farther back, I take a little bit more because the back you want it to be a little bit shorter. And right there I noticed that the hair coming up from the sides, it's kind of just hanging over. So I'm just gonna go back, and I parted it out right there so I can go back and clip over comb it after. But I'm not taking very much, just a little bit. As I comb it, I could tell what exactly needs to be combed, what needs to be cut. Sorry, 1/2 inch all the way across, 3 sections, guys. Real simple, just real lightly. This haircut at this point is almost pretty much done, guys. You guys already seen it taking shape. This is a half taper. Remember that. If they wanted it just a regular half, you would have just left it boxed off instead of tapering out the back and tapering out the sides. So right there, I'm just applying more water because myself, always, you guys already know, when I cut hair, I always crisscross. So right there, I'm just taking a little bit more off that side because I know this is when I combed it back, there was a little bit more bulk right there. So I just taking a little bit more, making sure that it all lays down nice. Remember, guys, when you guys are doing this right here, it's better to take a little too little than a little too much. So just go in sections, just go little by little, and then you comb it. See how I keep combing it? Because I want to make sure that it lays down nice when I apply my pomade on top. So the top's done right here. All I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go and do a little bit of detail work. I'm going to lift them up, get them nice and high, eye level, make them feel comfortable to my eye level so I can see perfectly where I need to look. Then I'm going to stand back and I look at it and I look at that side right there. And, you know, just do a little bit of detail work, just blending it out. Remember, again, clipper over comb is another thing. Like just like I explained, it's better to take a little too little than a little too much. So just little bits at a time, pull it out, and as you go, swipe at it, and if you need to go back, you go again one more time. See that I did it once, didn't take enough off, stand back, look at it in the mirror, glide it over, make sure that you're all nice and level, make sure that everything looks good. Clipper over comb, guys. The importance of clipper over comb, I cannot stress it. If you guys want to get good, you guys want to get fast, you guys need to do clipper over comb. Learn how to do clipper over comb. It's the easiest, fastest way to get quick. Right there, I just combing it and making sure that it looks nice. I didn't really film it from there. I remember I thinking this when I was filming this. I should have filmed this part. But basically, right there, the hair, there's no part. It's a natural part, so there's no actual part there. But when I combed it over, there was a little bit of a bulkiness there, so I just decided to do a little bit clean up with clipper over comb. Again, guys, just detail work at the end of every haircut. It kind of stress the importance of detail work. You guys want to get good, you guys want to get people to come back in your chair, pay attention to your detail work. Again, guys, just to remind you guys, here at Big Al's Barber Channel, we are here and dedicated to helping you to succeed in the barber business. If you have any questions, any time you guys feel that you guys need to contact me and ask me a question on any tool that I use or anything, let me know and I will try to help you as best that I can. I know about almost every tool that I have except maybe a couple of combs that people have asked me and I still don't know the name of them, and I don't know how to get a hold of them. But everything else that I use, I let you guys know and guide you in the direction of where to get it. So right here, guys, the haircut is pretty much done, as you guys could tell. On my tapers and regulars, I always finish them off with a straight razor. So that's still coming up. But right here, he didn't want any pomade, so basically I just provided some a gel for him, some Gentleman's Republic. We didn't blow dry, so it just apply damp, and a gel you can apply damp, and it'll hold really well. So right here, the taper's done. You can tell it's looking really sharp. Brought this young man right back to life. So now, as always, at my shop, and I stress it to you guys too, and I encourage you guys as young barbers, get into the habit of using a straight razor. Get in the habit of straight razoring the sideburns, around the ear, the back of the neck, applying hot lather. Make sure that the shop that you work at has hot lather. If they don't have a hot lather machine, I encourage you to purchase one. Hot lather makes a difference, guys. I cannot tell you how a customer, the joy that it brings them when he feels that hot lather on their neck. And it's just I can't tell you how many times a customer has told me that they come back to my shop for the very reason that I use a straight razor. And you know what? I know it's a long lost art of using a straight razor, but if you're gonna be your barber and you're gonna call yourself a barber, then you should be using a straight razor. Practice, guys. Again, reps. The more reps you do, the better you're gonna get at it. Same thing with straight razors. You're not gonna get good at it if that thing sits in your station and you're not being used, you know. So I always lather my guys up first. As you saw, I lather the sideburn up and I lather the neck up. And right here, I'm just a nice easy strokes, real quick. Just cleaning it up, leaving it nice and smooth. You know, this guy probably didn't have that much hair down there, but I still do this, guys, and I do it for the reason that I want them to feel the barbershop experience. I want them to feel that experience of having that hot lather on their neck. You know, it's very important. That experience is 99% of the haircut, and the rest of it is all, everything else is bonus. So that's it for this haircut, guys. Plain, simple, nothing to it. If you guys haven't seen this haircut before, let me know below, because a lot of people have never seen a half. This is my version of a half. So let me know what you guys think. Again, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys haven't joined the Big Al's Barbershop Barber channel team, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so you guys get a notification every time that I drop a video. I vlog 5 days a week. I'm trying to drop tutorials at the same times, and I'm just grinding, guys, and I expect you guys to grind too. So grind on. See you guys on the next video.